War is an unsubtle thing.
Hey guys, it's your boy Midnight, and today I'm back with another deck guide. Well, we had a nice stream yesterday, we had a lot of fun, a lot of you joined, we mixed some cocktails, had a good time on ladder, and we played Gabriel Center, and as promised today, the regular video, the deck guide for Sad Dude Gabriel Center. So the Iron Hands got buffed, that made them somewhat, first of all, viable, but in my opinion also really strong. Before that, we didn't really have any good control deck in my opinion, but this one really surprised me. I had a really good win rate. Before the patch I had like 50% with Center. I also played some control lead deck, but this one really carried me into the high end of the top 50. So yeah, let's just check it out. Our Warlord, Gabriel Center, is low initiative. That's not a bad thing in this time because of the Iron Hands counterattack, which gives shield to our Warlord. And we are a reactive deck anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much, and we get an extra card. Why is this good? Well, the shield is good because we are running Fall of Cardinal. That means when we pop it, it doesn't deal for damage to us. And the extra card is good because we of course run the Hammer, one of the cards which got buffed. And now it deals also damage to the enemy Warlord. And having a high card count in your hand means it does more damage, simple as that. So, what does him make the best candidate for the control pattern? It's of course his ability, but for 2 energy he can deal 3 damage to Nestar's infantry, so a bit like Abaddon, but Abaddon cannot target the enemy Warlord. Center can, but then he will deal only 2 damage, so it adds some versatility and that's what makes him actually better. Additionally to that, the Iron Hands have much more reliant control tools than the Sons of Horus do. That's why I rate him obviously over Abaddon. You deal 3 damage to Astartes infantry and 2 damage to another unit. That also means that you do 2 damage to demons, structures and Custodes. Keep that in mind, I always do that mistake. I forget that Custodes are not Astartes and demons are not infantry or something like that. So yeah, what is the game plan? The game plan is attrition and control. I actually win simply by grinding out my opponent with some damage pings and so on. And we also got some big dudes to finish it off, like Eklis Astra and Stormhammer. The Hammer obviously doing a lot of damage if you have a high card count. So yeah, it doesn't really have a win condition per se. You just want to outlast your opponent, you want to get ahead, you want that they run out of steam, and then you simply win by outlasting them, kind of. And by the way, this deck also has a shit ton of burn. And I discovered that you could, in some cases, also play aggressive, like against Khorne's Favor Cipher or something like that. It really works to kill your opponent turn 6 or turn 5 if you got the right cards in hand. So yeah, let's get to the first card. It's Command Bridge, obviously. I think I run this in almost any deck by this time. You can fish turn 1 for an asteroid spell to ramp out faster. You can fish for an informant network to get rid of something stealthy and annoying. Win of the week to get rid of the big troop, the Hammer to clear the board, so on. You got the idea. Early game, as mentioned, you really want to fish for the belts and the equipment, so Medusan Carpus and Servo Arms. This is actually what we were looking for. And besides that, as mentioned, just the situational card you really need in that certain situation. Then we got a copy of Sabotage. Originally I didn't have this in this deck, but Uber that's one of my viewers, he recommended it on stream yesterday because we really struggled against Solar Auxilia. We were playing Defense Forces and also Marcus Valerius, who has Survivor 1 by default, and this is supposed to solve this problem. Also Agents of the Sigilites playing the Sigilites Chosen buff and so on. This card means to prevent stuff like that because I found that to be really annoying, especially to deal with units which have Survivor. So then Terrorx Squad, there's a very good 2-drop, one of the few good Iron Hand starters. This is not really a 2-drop though, because usually I want to play this guy alongside with my ability to maximize the damage output and limit the cards I play in one turn. You really want to preserve your hand, as again because of the Hammer, so I usually don't drop them turn 1 I mean. I prefer to use my ability, and on 4 energy if there's something on the board with 5 health, so for example the Thousand Suns, play the Apothecary dude, and you play this, the Terrorx Squad sometimes doesn't hit, but it's still worth a try, so you hit the Apothecary and fall off your ability, it's really good. So try to maximize your damage output and not just play them turn 1, except if you really need to against, I don't know, Defenders of Caliban or something. Then we have Abandoned Supplies. I think this goes really well into this deck. First of all, it's a very good turn 1 play, it always has been. And we run a lot of 5-drops, good 5-drops additionally, so Servo Arm, for example, is great if you draw it with Abandoned Supplies, then you can play it the turn after. And of course, all the big stuff like the Hammer, Atlas Astra, and Stormhammer. If we reduce their cost and the enemy doesn't play around it, it's just quite a shocker to play it at like 2 turns earlier. I really love it here. I don't think I would want to get rid of that. Then Crucial Choice. This goes in almost every deck. I don't think I have to explain it here. What you're looking for is defensive equipment. So sometimes I get in second Medusan Carpus or something like Horned Raiment actually is really good on center, I discovered. Besides that, look for nukes, board clears, and all that usual stuff. Win of the week. This works really great here because we have a low troop count. Usually our board will be empty, so this is basically 3 energy hard removal, which is great. It's a bit random when your opponent has more stuff on the board, but I seldomly see that people play around it. So win a week, great card. 3 energy remove something, almost always great value. Informant Network, as always, our anti-stealth of choice. Then P-Alphas. Everguild changed the Deus Ex Ferrum card, which used to heal 5 for 4 energy across the whole board. I guess they nerfed it a bit because the other Iron Hands cards got a bit better, so this is my substitute for it. I don't like how it works currently. It just gives Survivor 1 to your whole board for 4 energy. As mentioned, usually we will be alone on the board, so I picked that, and the anti-stun also comes in quite handy sometimes. Heal 3 for 3 and a little buddy on the board. I really like these guys. English good. So yeah, they go in here. Belts! Again, this has the same purpose as Abandoned Supplies. We have a lot of high cost stuff, especially 5 energy cards. This allows us to play those cards 1 turn earlier. I found it to be really useful. Last rifle section. We don't play the Solar Auxilia core, but the idea here is basically that you can remove something with 4 health alongside with your ability. That's basically it. The troop itself is really good. Last rifle section is one of those OG troops. It's from the Extermination expansion, I think. And since then, it's almost in every deck, I think. Not in almost every deck, but it's just really good value. Like, you can see it as a potential 7 damage for 3 energy, because they are 3 health, 3 attack, 5 stats, and the ability always finds its place, especially here, because as mentioned, try to pair it with your ability, so you can remove something which has 4 health or 4 energy. Medusan Carpus, first equipment. It's not a must-have card, I just really like it because it served me great. It's devastating against Solar Warlords if you play it in curve, because the games usually drag on and the amount of damage that this can put out during the whole game is humongous. That's why I just play. Besides that, if your opponent's home support, the pings are usually unreliable, so not that great. And you also can't control it like Pale Spear, so you basically keep all your draw cards in hand and then slam them all down in the whole turn, or play Orbital Base or something. But still, as mentioned, I really like it. It helped me out a lot in tough situations. It's RNG, but still. And yeah, against Solar Warlords, it's bueno. And then Mortar Strike seems a bit out of place here, but ironically this is a win condition here. And it's also very good against Knights. Knights tend to not play that many troops, and I discovered that this is one of the only ways to get rid of their weapons early, which we really want. Because even if we have servo arms equipped, dealing with 2 battle cannons or something per turn is really a core. Sure. What's wrong with my English today? Holy crap. So anyway, and also if you can't target something with your ability, or you need to randomly hit something, sometimes it's good to go for it. It can help you for energy for 5 damage. And besides that, as mentioned, just as a finisher, sometimes when you're at 8 energy, the enemy won't expect 10 damage to the face from your hand as a control center. Then Captain Bargus. He serves no real purpose here, to be honest. I just think he's a very good troop for a 5-drop. He has fast stats, and if he is left unchecked, he will can snowball out of control. And if you happen to have something else on the board, he buffs it too. So it's like those not sister, what's they called? Eutropius guys, but like better. So I thought she's to be just too good to be not included, since again we're rolling Abandoned Supplies and Asteroid's Belt. Then he's a really good turn 3 play. Corvin Squad, another guys which got buffed. They got 1 additional health, and now they are 5 energy, 4/4, deal 3 damage. Again, try to play them alongside with your ability to remove something which has 6 health, or just deal 5 damage to the enemy warlord. just a little bit like the Terex, but with targeted 3 damage. And yeah, I think the 1 health buff put them into another tier, so to say, which makes them good again. Server Arms, one of the bread and butters of this deck. You want to equip it as soon as possible, so grinding down your opponent will be safer, well, not safer, but easier. And yeah, your opponent will then have to really try to rush you down, because you will be healing 2 each turn, or if you have 2 equipped, obviously 4 each turn. And yeah, this is just awesome. If your opponent can't keep up with that, you simply win through attrition. Hall of Cardinal, another card which got buffed. It got its cost reduced by 1, so it costs now 5. So it's a better Wrought by War from the Orphans of War, which deals only 3 damage to all units. So this deals 4 damage to all units. But as mentioned, you can also keep your counter attack, which you will almost always have with Santa, and then just deal 4 damage to everything except yourself. So see it as a kind of a bootleg Crimson Spectre. I really love this. It's a very aligned board clear. Simply because of the counter attack, it works wonders. 1 copy is enough though, simply because it's kind of situational. And yeah, I was fine with having 1. Then Farum Cruiser. 1, another nuke. The only problem of this card is that it costs 6 and not 5, but then it would probably be a bit OP. It's targeted 5 damage, and then it also deals 2 to adjacent units. Same purpose as with Corvin or with the Terex. Try to use it alongside with your ability. If you play it on 6 energy, then so be it. But to maximize the damage output, I usually try to play it on 8 energy. So you, for example, target the enemy's face with it, and he has a troop which has 5 health. So you deal 5 damage to the enemy warlord, then use your ability on the damaged troop and remove something which had 5 health for 8 energy. So 10 damage across the enemy's board for 8 energy. That's kind of the idea here. I really like it, and it's also kind of a finisher. And then of course the hammer, the best legendary for the Iron Hands right now. It got buffed, so now it's like the Harrowing, but you control the board, you draw a card, you control the board, you control the damage, but after you played it, you control the board. So you draw a card, and then you deal damage to all enemies equal to the number of cards in your hand. So yeah, reverse Harrowing. Great board clear, finisher, like no reason not to run this card. Also, if you got the second one from Crucial Choice, it happened to me once, it's pretty hilarious. Because your opponent kind of plays around it, then sees, okay, you played it, now I can storm the fucking board, and then yeah, I got a second one. Then we got Eclis Estra, also a card that got changed, so now it lost its shield, but it can destroy random enemy troop on rally, so it's kind of a winner of the week, but the troop, so which makes it really good also is it has a big body. It's not that great for 10 energy, but it works. And also, if your opponent can deal with it, you can't play anything on the board without it being destroyed again, because Relentless is also destroy random enemy troop. It's like the Sons of Horus tank on steroids. But yeah, it's legendary, so it's kind of justified. And then, but last but not least, we got Stormhammer, one of the recent additions to the game, a solo auxiliary tank. We don't run a solo auxiliary core, but I still think this vehicle is bonkers. It has awesome stats, 7, 12 for 10 energy is reasonable and good, and the ability is also insane for damage. So it's basically Planetary Purge, but without the negative part that it can hit your own board on your own stuff. Insane troop, I really like it. If your opponent has a full board, go for it. Of course, the randomness sometimes is bad, but yeah, that's like with all of that in this game. Alright, this is the deck, but as usual I got some more additions for this deck. If you don't agree with me on some of my card choices, or if you're missing some of the cards I presented here. So first of all, Urlock Squad. They are, well, 2 energy, 1/5 with the front line. Their whole purpose is to block 5 damage. And that's it. We're kinda struggling against hyper aggro like Karn, so I think they are a good addition actually. But besides that, they are quite useless, and on turn 1 we usually have better stuff to place, so I kinda skipped on them. Sister, another really good Iron Hands troop. He triggers abandoned supplies at the start of your turn for free, but he doesn't do anything when he's dropped immediately and has only 1 attack. Okay, my headset just went down. Where was I? So Sister, yeah, I discovered that he just dies the turn after he's played because we can't protect him like Ferris or Duquesne. So yeah, he was kind of a wasted spot. Unfortunately, the best thing that happened is that he triggered his ability once, so that's all I got from him. Then Captain Kagus, that's a 6 energy, 6/6 frontline. That's average, and unfortunately that's not good enough. I originally had him in this deck because, again, I wanted a frontline to protect myself from heavy aggro, but it got swapped then for Sabotage because, I don't know. As mentioned, he's average and his Relentless ability is not that impactful. So yeah, average is not good enough for a current meta. So unfortunately he didn't make it in this deck, but feel free to include him, he's not a bad troop. And then we got Captured Forge. Good thing about Captured Forge is that it feeds hammer damage. So it adds 3 cards to our hand. So basically we have, after we played it, 2 cards more in our hand before we played this card, and it means the hammer will do more damage. Why I didn't include it, it doesn't do anything for 6 energy to the board state. It's not like Servo Armor Medusan Carpus, so you profit from it later. It can give you random crap, it can give you good stuff, of course, but it's again RNG and not that reliable, so I kinda skipped it. But again, not a bad addition because of the hammer synergy. Then we got Thunderhawk 1169 alongside Abominable Intelligence and Lambda Zeta 01. Why these 3 cards at once? Well, because I think if you're playing one of those, you should include the other 2 as well. The Thunderhawk is basically you draw a vehicle from your deck and then it gets flank, so you can attack that immediately. The only vehicles we got for that in our current deck is Eklis, Astra and Stormhammer. Not very good targets simply because the rally effect of them is very strong and it doesn't trigger in that situation. So you kind of want to include those 2 cards I mentioned, Abominable Intelligence and Lambda Zeta, simply because when they have flank they are awesome. Abominable Intelligence attacks by itself at the start of the turn, but if you draw it with Thunderhawk 1169, it doesn't. So you can control it at that point, and it has shield and 9 attack, so it can slam something and then survive and then just be annoying. It's really hard to remove unless your opponent has hard removal. It gains shield every turn and then slams something for 9 damage. It's quite good. And the Lambda Zeta, you don't see that troop at all, but I think the Thunderhawk is really good because of the cleave 5. So if your opponent has multiple stuffs on the board, you can just clear it multiple stuff. So either you deal 5 damage to the enemy warlord in the process, or you, in the best scenario, get rid of 3 troops in one swing. So yeah, it's obviously it sounds really strong, but I kind of discovered that all those heavy vehicles polluted my hand a bit. That's why I didn't include it. So if you draw it in the wrong order, like first the big vehicles and then the Thunderhawk, it's kind of a bummer. So yeah, it wasn't as reliable as I wanted it to be. And then we got Void Engagement as a cheat draw, and we got a high tactic count, and then it obviously does the 2 damage to the enemy warlord for 1 energy, really good value, but I don't know, it's not that important here, simply because we don't want to kill our opponent fast. So yeah, it's not bad, it's a good cycle card if you want it, but not really necessary. Drilling Site, it's more reliable than Abandoned Supplies to play multiple stuffs in one turn. So I sometimes, in some scenarios, I wished I had Drilling Sites instead of Abandoned Supplies. Because again, because of its reliability, but the problem here is that if you play it, usually that means that you're reducing your card count in your hand, and again, that's kind of synergetic with the hammer. We kind of want to use our ability, yes, but I don't want to use another card in my hand to use it, if you know what I mean. So kind of Drilling Site and then use our ability. That's kind of good, so we can pull off some combos earlier, like Corvin Squad on 5 energy alongside with our ability to remove something of 5 health. It's really good. But as mentioned, sometimes I felt like I don't have enough cards in my hand for this to be justified. Urzi Malevolus, our only reliable, or not so reliable actually, art removal is Winner of the Week, and Stormhammers are all over the place currently, so I think Urzi Malevolus is a good addition. But he's situational and has a bad body for its cost, so think about it. Licticio Divinatus, that's the easiest way to fill a hand for the hammer, but I just don't like giving my opponent cards, especially here, because, well, we kind of want our opponent to run out of steam, so, and that's contradictory to it. So yeah, these were the cards I would suggest for this deck if you don't have any of the cards or you don't like any of my choices. And I would say we will jump into some high ladder games. Currently I am, after yesterday's stream, oh yeah, I dropped quite a lot. I was, I think somewhere here, 12 or 13 yesterday. Damn, these guys pulling up, so we got a 2. So, let's jump into some games and see how it goes. Holy crap, Melkador. Melkador the slot machine. I'm gonna keep Sabotage in case he drops something with, what's it called? Sigilized Chosen. Going first, not bad.
You are not so scary.
I'm also tempted to play the Tarek here actually, because then he has to attack into it instead of using his ability. I like that, let's do it. And also go aggro against him, because the longer the game goes, the more likely he is to draw his seals. And really don't want that, because when he's Regent of Terror, we're gonna have a really bad time. Farum Cruiser. Oh man, this dude. He doesn't give a shit about that. I'm fine with that. So a belt would be really nice here. Motor Strike. Okay. Well, we got nothing to play. So let's just poke him with our ability. Yeah, now he attacks. Probably got this dude. Yeah. Draws another card. I got another Terex. That's great. That's a very good top deck because now I can get rid of that and play another Terex. You have to play a little bit aggressive here, as mentioned, because we have a lot of burn. I also got a lot of damage in my hand, and I don't want this game to drag up too long because even if we play the attrition deck, his seals are just superb. Ah, damn it. That's a bummer. Okay. So, what do I get rid of first? Kaiser Lane is obviously a prime target, but I also don't want that to snowball, so first of all, I'm gonna kill that. I also have Sabotage, so I shouldn't care about that. Let's just get rid of Kai, I guess. I mean, I have Farum Cruiser and Sabotage to deal with that, so whatever. Belts, interesting. And another Lecticio. So here's our arm. And I'm gonna probably equip it here. I still have a Sabotage for this. Should I play it now? No, I want him to use 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 this ability another time. One more time. So that he wastes more energy and time on that. Prometheus. That one has to go. No, he got servo arms. Okay. Cool. Winner of the week would be really nice here, but I don't have it currently. So what do I play here? I could like Sabotage and Farum Cruiser, I guess. Yeah, this one though, this will be a 4-9 next turn. I really need the Winnow then. But Prometheus is just more dangerous, so I have to do it. Let's play it like that. It's also only the first time he got a seal, so it's fine. Yeah, he got his own server arm from Remembrance Order. That's so weird. That's okay. Well, let's see what we draw. Command Bridge. Command Bridge is good because now I can get Winner of the Week, but I don't. What do we want then? Another Motor Strike? Bells is now useless. Formal Network probably all as well. So I'm just gonna do that. And play Bargus to distract him. Yeah, let's do that. Him having a server arm is really a bummer. Now I can't grind him down that good. Oh boy. Well, that's a top deck, I guess. I'm gonna use my face here. Yeah, I think this should seal the game. The heart of the cards was on my side, but that's just the hammer for you boys. He didn't see it in my hand, obviously, because I just drew it, so yeah. He still has his servo arm, so might be an issue. But if he doesn't play anything, I get double Mortar Strike to finish it off. Let's do it, I guess. I think it's worth a try, isn't it? Oh wait, I have 3 and 5. That's 8. That could be lethal. I don't want to risk it though. So let's just double Mortar Strike. Yeah, it's fine. I can kill him next turn, even with servo arm.
You will not speak of this matter.
Yep, that looked great. That's just the hammer for you boys. Lucretia. Oh man, really bad matchup, but it worked quite well. Well, Fall of Cardinal is good. Too bad I'm going second, but let's see. I'm gonna keep this hand. I'm gonna need Fall of Cardinal.
You are not so scary.
Your army is nothing.
So let's just
next
draw a
to my
card
will to
first.
win.
Let's see what we get. Last rifle, not bad. If he plays this bunker or something. Okay. Crucial choice. I'm just gonna use my ability here. Not much else to do. I'm gonna keep the last rifle section to trigger this survivor. Alright. Medusan Carpus. That's a really good top deck. I also want that, to be honest. The pinks will be really useful, I think, against Lucretia. Oh crap. Okay, Farron Cruiser. Yeah, the pinks were not so great. So let's do that. Do I want to play the Tarek here? Probably yes, just to have something on the board. Doesn't really matter what it hits here. Okay. Oh no, shield generator. Shield generator is really bad. I'll have to nuke that shit with Cardinal next turn. So we do that. And crucial choice for Architect or Resistible Charisma, what's better? Probably Architect. Or that to draw 2 cards? Yeah, I think these aren't so good though. I think Architect will be fine. So yeah, next turn we're just gonna use Cardinal for 7 energy. That sucks, but the shield generator is a problem. I'm also gonna take 8 damage here. Oh no, I don't. Lucky ping again. So yeah, he's out of steam. We're even. Let's see how it goes. I have a lot of nukes in hand and Architect, so I should be able to deal with anything she pulls up. Yeah, I think that's a Ferrum into ability here. If you would draw another card, I could sabotage it, but not enough energy. Medusan Carp is doing work. Really like it. Ouchos? Melgator. Huh. That's some next level shit, man. Alright. I'm gonna play supplies. It's a bit greedy, but I'm just gonna do that and get rid of Melgator. That threatens lethal on the board if he doesn't deal with that, because I have Ferrum Cruiser and then an attack. Sabotage, can get rid of the front lines and so on. Yeah, the Goldstones don't do anything here. And we're done. Lucretia, gone. A really bad matchup for us, but keeping Cardinal in hand really worked great. Nice conceit there, bro. It really saved you some time. Sanguinius. Damn. If he plays drop pod, I'll have a problem. That's a pretty good starting hand, though. Carpus and Servo Arm, kind of a key cards. I wonder if it's one of those guys who roleplays as bots.
Scary.
We fly on righteous wings.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't know how to do it. You need to use your ability to turn one a Sanguinius bot. Good choice. Alright. Nothing to play early, but still a pretty good start. The Alpha, nice. No, that's a bummer. Not entirely sure what I want to keep Sabotage here for, but I already got the hammer against Toast of Angels. It just pops the drop pods, but holy crap! Paragon Spear. Okay, I'm just gonna use my shield here, because well, Cardinal is 4 damage anyway. Holy crap, Paragon Spear! That's even worse than Blade and Carmen almost. Or I think it's on par. Yeah, I can't equip for Servo here. I need to kill Jubek. Or if a ping hits, yeah, I can just use my face. It's fine, I hope. Yeah, him with Paragon Spear is really a bummer. I hope I can outlast him now with the equipment I have. Yeah, well, that one has to go, obviously. So 6 energy, play here is do that, and a Mortar Strike. No, we're even on health. Yeah, here's the early host, and that's not that great. So I'm probably gonna sabotage here. So I'll sabotage this one, attack this one, and Ferrum Cruiser to the face. Gets him lower. Takes care of the drop pods and, well, these two guys, whatever. I mean, this deck is like control center, but I think the games you're seeing are more like burn center. Because, yeah, but that's how it works. You control the board and win with the tactics. More or less. Hammer will be 5 damage next turn. Damn, he still goes for it, doesn't he? So he's at 9. I will be at 9 as well. So, like, Shock Assault is a bummer. Yeah, that sucks. So I'm at 10. If he has Shock Assault, I lose. So I need to get him low enough. And I'm gonna do that with... Well, problem here also is, if I play stuff right now, there's the risk that he has Crimson Spectre. And just heals of it, and I really don't want that. So I could just Last Rifle ability Tarek Squad, but it's risky. Hammer, I think Hammer is a safe play, because he then will be at 4, and that means if he uses his Bloodthirst, he will kill himself as well. Let's do it. That also sets up lethal with my other stuff. I want Slam Face. So again, Paragon Spear. Okay. It was the right decision, because if he has would have had Crimson Spectre, I would have lost that. Probably. Alright, that's GG. Cool. Alright. Well, these were 3 quick games. And we're back in rank 15, we're over 4,200 now. I don't know if I will be able to make top 10 with Center. I mean, he's good, but before top 10, I did it last season and I had a 73% win rate. Not quite sure if we can make it with Iron Hands currently, but we still have 13 days time, so who knows, if I grind it out maybe, we can do it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you like the new Iron Hands as much as I do. If you like the video, feel free to check out my other videos on my channel. I got a lot of deck guides. I also take community requests, so you tell me which warlord you would like to see. I build a deck for them, and then I take them to ranked ladder, or if it's something gimmicky, into high elo practice. Well, it's the thought is that you basically love a warlord but can't make him work, and I just help you with that. So yeah, there's also event stuff there. Feel free to check it out. And recently I started streaming. We had a nice stream yesterday, a lot of folks there. At peak times we had like 38 people. It was really cool, we had some fun on the ladder, and I also showed how to mix cocktails. So yeah, feel free to join there as well. Participate in the chat. That makes me happy, and you hopefully have fun as well. And until then, midnight out!